After rising to fame in the reality pop group, Hearsay, she decided to switch to acting, and after appearing in an episode of Doctors in 2005, she was delighted to be offered a brief cameo role on The Cobbles the following year, playing Michelle, a backing singer in a band. "I can't really believe how it's turned out. Kym laughs today. It's mad, isn't it? It was only supposed to be for 4 episodes. I was really gutted it wasn't more, but they brought me back and I ended up getting a job as a barmaid at the Rovers. That was that, and the rest is history. When I first came in I didn't even have a second name, because no one generally does when they're just visiting. It was only after those 4 episodes that I was given a surname, and that was the beginning of the Connors. It's quite amazing, really." Fast forward 12 years and Kym is busy preparing for Michelle's much-anticipated screen wedding to Robert Preston at the Bistro. And even by Coronation Street standards, where the soap gods decree that no ceremony should pass without a hitch, viewers are promised some heart-stopping drama and shocking bloodshed. For not only does groom Robert, Tristan Gemmell, disappear after witnessing Michelle's ex-husband Steve McDonald, Simon Gregson, lean in to kiss her, but then armed murderer Pat Phelan, Connor McIntyre, bursts into the ceremony, intent on wreaking havoc. "It's so exciting." Kym beams. "It's a case of, oh my goodness me, what else? Phelan is such a great baddie and no one ever wants a boring wedding on Corrie, but I do feel sorry for Michelle. She's not having much luck, is she?" The wedding turns out to be pretty disastrous to say the least, so much so that the show's wardrobe department took the precaution of investing in several copies of Michelle's white wedding gown. "We went to Monsoon and it was one of the first dresses I tried on," Kym says. Things get off to a bad start when Michelle's cousin Johnny phones to say he doesn't feel up to being there, following the death of his son, Aidan. When Michelle then finds out that her son Ryan is missing after getting drunk, she wonders if the wedding is doomed. Robert sets off to find him, but things just go from bad to worse. Ryan has gone back to some girl's house. Kym explains. Robert finds him, but the girl's boyfriend comes back and asks which one has slept with his girlfriend. Ryan points at Robert and Robert gets punched in the face. On his wedding day, Michelle begins to have doubts about whether to go ahead, and when Johnny's wife Jenny hands her Aidan St. Christopher as her something borrowed, she becomes upset. Just at that point, her ex-husband Steve walks in. Steeling himself, he tells Michelle about Robert's steroid abuse and heart attack. Michelle already knows, but Steve insists she's too good for Robert and deserves better. Steve has heard Michelle saying to Jenny, "Maybe I should have listened to my heart and postponed." He completely misconstrues the whole thing and thinks she means she doesn't love Robert, Kym says. They start to talk and then he leans in to kiss her, at which point Robert just happens to walk in. He runs out, so what he doesn't see is Michelle saying to Steve, "What are you doing?" In a separate storyline, Gary Windass has captured serial murderer Pat Phelan and brought to him back to the Cobbles, intent on one final showdown. He leaves him tied up at the builder's yard, but Phelan manages to escape. Armed and angry, he makes his way into the bistro carrying his first casualty. To the shock of the assembled wedding guests, he then grabs a hostage and locks himself in the kitchen. As police surround the restaurant, it remains to be seen if everyone makes it out of the siege alive and whether Michelle gets her happy ever after.